Hi guys, I'm Vasuhi and welcome to my very first YouTube video. So today I will be running through my, actually one of my favourite projects that I've worked on so far, and that is the Guardians of the Galaxy inspired arts and crafts tutorial. So I was actually planning on doing 3 tutorials for you, but one actually turned out horrifically wrong. So I'll actually leave a picture of what it looked like at the end of the video if you stick around long enough. If you're a Marvel fan or a paper mache fan, or dare I say even both, then this is the right video for you. So if you do like it, please subscribe, like and comment below, or if you want to try and recreate it, connect with me on my social media, which is down below. And yeah, so let's do this. So firstly, take the book you want to cover and stencil around this twice and cut this out with scissors. So this should cover the back and front of your book. So now I'm going to actually create the label. So I've just taken that image above, the awesome mixtape label, and I'm trying to sketch this out on a sheet of cream card paper. And again, the size will depend on the actual size of the book that you plan on covering, but I just played about with this. So using a craft knife, I'm just going to cut the inside rectangular bit. And you don't want to throw this yet, but don't throw the outside cut out as well, because that's going to be your actual label. So with the inner cut out, I'm going to just shade in the areas that I don't need and carefully cut this out with a craft knife. So you should be left with 2 circles and an inner funnel shape area. And I'm using this now as a stencil for my grey sheet of card because I want everything to align exactly. So yeah, I'm stenciling that out and again cutting this out. So a bit of trial and error. I actually wanted the 2 circles to be smaller, so I cut this out, and these will actually be the reel of the mixtape cover. So I've drawn a floral shape in between and I'm cutting this out with a craft knife. And I want to do this for both circles. Cool, so now to give it the book the 3D effect, I've taken a bit of polythene sheet and I've sketched out a trapezoid shape. Who knew it was called that? And I'm cutting this out with a craft knife. And I want to do this twice because when I stick it together, it's got a bit of thickness to it. So now I'm cutting up some tissue strips into small squares. And what I'll do is I'm going to now PVA glue this, a bit of water, onto that trapezoid shape so it gives it a bit of texture and not that weird plastic texture. Cool, and then once that's dry, I'm painting it black. And again, I'm gonna leave this to dry. So for my actual book cover, I've stuck all the pieces together and I've just actually curved out the edges of the cream card so it looks like that label effect. And now I'm just drawing lines because again, I just want it to look exactly like that awesome mixtape label. And in between the lines, I'm colouring this in with orange pen. We're nearly there, so now I'm just wanting to put the actual mixtape label title, so I'm just putting awesome mixtape vol 1. And with using a bit of Scotch glue, I'm now going to glue the front cover to the front of my book and that remaining black sheet of card to the back of my book. Cool. And finally, we're going to add that 3D trapezoid shape so it looks like the bottom bit of the actual mixtape, and I'm just gluing that in place at the bottom. And there you go, it's all done. This is what we call a trace and transfer. So I'm going to trace over the print of Groot, and I'm now going to transfer this by turning this around on my polythene sheet and tracing over those stenciled lines that I did earlier. Cool, so you can see it's quite faint, so what I want to do is go over this with a black pen. Now I'm going to use a craft knife to cut Groot out because there are some tricky areas that scissors won't do, but this is what he should look. So now I'm going to PVA glue with some tissue strips and a bit of PVA glue and water his body and leave that to dry, and then I'm going to start scrunching up little tissue balls again with PVA glue and water and moulding his body, giving him that 3D look. So you can see I'm carefully doing this all around his body and his face. And now I'm going to smooth out the bumps with more tissue paper. And I'm going to leave this to dry as well once I've done this. Cool, so he should look like a mummy, and that's to be expected, so don't worry about it. And once he's dry, I'm going to start painting him. And what I've done is I've used that printout that I've had of him as a guideline of where I should paint and what he should kind of look. And once he's dry, I'm going to take a skewer and stick that at the back of his body. You might need to snap this in half depending on the length of the skewer. And now I'm going to spray paint this phase. So following the instructions, I've done this a couple of times, left it to dry, and now taking a bit of dry foam, I put that in, and I'm going to stick Groot in. Cool. So now I'm going to cut the leaves off and the daisies off my fake bouquet of flowers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to then rearrange this into the plant pot, making sure that dry foam isn't seen. And finally, I've got a bit of copper wire, and I'm just going to weave this through his body. And I've gone for the copper wire so it can't be seen, and it kind of goes with his complexion of a tree. But yeah, and there we go. That's Groot, and he's done.
Hey guys, so I hope you liked the videos that you just saw earlier, the 2 tutorials, and so if you stuck around long enough, I promise that I'll show you what the third craft looked like. And I was actually intending to make a galaxy soap bar, which ended up looking like this, and unfortunately that's actually the best side of the soap. This is what it actually looks like on the other side. So yeah, it was my first time trying it and it didn't work out, so if you guys happen to know how to make soap, please share your tips, because I'm pretty sure my one shouldn't look like this. But yeah, I hope you liked the other 2 tutorials at least. So if you have a favourite or you want to try and recreate, connect with me on social media. I've left all my details below. And yeah, just please like if you do like it, and subscribe, because I promise you this is just a taster of the type of crafts that I like. So everything would probably be like paper mache inspired if I could. But yeah, I really hope you like it, and hopefully see you around soon. Bye!